Hello, howdy and welcome to What a Cowboy Wears. My name is Collin and together we're going to explore the world of Western fashion and cowboy gear. Today we're talking about one of the most iconic pieces of cowboy wear there is, the cowboy hat. Cowboy hats are a whole lot more than just an accessory that a cowboy wears on their head. Everything that has to do with cowboy gear is all about function and practicality. Well, for a cowboy, the hat serves many purposes. One of the main ones being that it shields the cowboy's face from the sun and the weather and the elements. You know, back when the old days when cowboys were having to push cattle herds for thousands of miles, they would face all kinds of weather: rain, wind, snow, ice, desert heat, you name it, and they had to face it. It was imperative that they had something that could help cover and protect their head, and that's why a cowboy wears a hat. The hat that I'm wearing right now is made by a company called Bailey Hat Company, and this one has seen a lot of wear, a lot of use. It's got a lot of dirt and grime and stains on it. I've definitely put it to use, put it through the trenches, as they say. I don't know if you can see that there where it says Bailey, the brand, but this particular one is a Bailey 8X cowboy hat. And what that means is cowboy hats quality are measured in the number of X's that they have. So the lower the X's, the lower the quality, the higher the X's, the higher the quality. And cowboy hats go on up to 100X. I've even seen some that are 1000X. That 1000X hat, that's not about practical and functional. That's just about, I don't know, showing off, I guess. But this has been a really, really nice hat for me. This hat's about 2.5 years old or so, I would say. I can't remember exactly when I got it. This one's been through rain and sun and snow, everything else you could throw at it. And it's definitely not as stiff as I would like it to be. It's still serving its purpose though and getting the job done. This hat I mostly work in, but I still wear it for all kinds of things, really. I love this hat. It's been one of my favorites. Now you can really see where I have put this hat to the test. For the longest time, I didn't know what these earmarks were on the hat. Well, now I just gave you guys the answer. I didn't know these were earmarks from my ears. So when the hat sits on your head, if you ever push it back like that, or push it down hard on your head or whatever, it touches the top of your ears. And maybe I just have dirty ears, but I think it's cool that you can see just the use that this hat has been through, as well as this dirty spot back here on the back. That's definitely from if you push it back on your head like this, because that's about the only time that part of the hat would touch anything to get that dirty. And then all the sweat stains all throughout this hat give it character and tell a story. And I think that's one of the big reasons that cowboy hats are iconic. It's not just a piece of headwear, it's a piece of gear that the cowboy uses day in and day out, and it helps write their story. And to me, that's why this hat in particular is one of my favorites and is really special. I'll show you guys one of my newest hats that I have. This hat right here is made by the brand called Atwood. Let's see, Atwood, the hat that cowboys wear, that's their slogan. And this is a 7X. I told you this one here was an 8X. To be honest with you, I think this 7X is probably a higher quality than that 8X and that Bailey hat. The X is not standard across all cowboy hat manufacturers. They all have their different, I guess, standard for what an X is. This one's a 7X. It hasn't been through near as much as that hat, obviously. It's just a lot stiffer and sturdier. I feel like it's gonna hold its shape a lot longer, but that hat has been through torrential rain downpour, like completely soaked through and through before. So it's had a lot put to it. This one This is more of a fair weather, fair use hat. I haven't put this one near through as much. It has been in the rain before, but nothing like that hat. Anyway, I got this one a few months back. It's a little different color, and I was wanting to get a hat that wasn't so stained and dirty, and I could dress it up a little bit if I needed to. It came with a matching felt hat band, just like this one has on it. I switched it out and put this ribbon on here to try out something new, try out something different. And when I first got this hat, I had it shaped in a telescope top. I'll put a picture here showing you that. This is what that looked like. But I decided I didn't really like that for me on my head. And so I went into the local store and asked them if I could reshape my hat myself, which they graciously let me use their steamer and do that. And so I shaped this one myself. This is what I came up with. It's kind of rough, and by no means am I a professional hat shaper, but I went with kind of the sort of the cattleman top here. It's a little wider, a little different, and I put in a little mule kick on the front on this one as well. And I have a reason I did that. I'm going to show you here in just a little bit longer, but this is what this hat looks like. I like this one. It fits well. This one is a size 7. You know, each company's hats are going to fit a little bit different, so it's important that you get to try on a hat before you buy it and see what fits your head. And it's also going to change a little bit as it's shaped, and then as you wear it, it'll start to form and fit to your head in certain ways. So when I'm going to really work and I know I'm going to be getting super dirty or sweating or whatever, I'm more likely to throw on this hat. I'm not one of those guys that'll never, you know, I don't have like a hat that I only wear for special occasions and stuff like that necessarily, because you're going to learn that's how I am with all my stuff. If I buy it, I'm going to use it. I didn't buy it just to sit on a shelf and look pretty. So anyway, I like this hat. It's one of my favorites because all my hats are one of my favorites. But anyway, yeah, this is an Atwood 7X, a size 7. I put the ribbon on there, and yeah, this is one of my faves. This hat right here is very special to me. Both of my next couple hats I'm going to show you are really special to me. This was my great-grandpa's hat, and you know, he was a huge influence in my life, my papa's Sonny. Anyway, this hat right here is kind of the reason I shaped this hat the way I did. This one has that mule kick in the front, so I put it on this one too. And yeah, this is just a neat little hat. Now this hat has a really small brim. I'm not sure, that might be probably about a 3-inch brim or so. So it's a lot different. It's a 7 1/8, which I thought was cool. And because that's basically my size depending on the maker. And so I was thrilled to be able to have this hat after my papa passed away. I never saw him wear this hat much, to be honest with you. He was more of a straw hat guy, but it's just cool. It hung in his room on some deer antlers he had hanging on the wall, and the little ribbon on here permanently is like this because it hung like that so long. Even when you set it down and try to put it back, it won't be long till it flips back down. But anyway, I love this little hat just because it was his. It's not my favorite look for myself, but I do wear this hat every now and then. But mostly it's just sentimental, and I keep it hanging on a hook and at my house on my wall. So anyway, this hat though, it's never gonna leave my possession. Next up is this black felt hat right here. This one is also very special to me. This was also my great-grandpa's hat. This is a Resistol 7 1/8 long oval, and this is a 30X, so this is by far the highest X count hat that I own. It's strange to me because I never saw my papa, it was my great-grandpa, I never saw him wear this hat. None of my family ever really remembers him wearing this hat, but we found it in his closet in a hat case. after he passed away. And I assume, I don't know, but this is just my thinking. This is just me throwing it out there. This isn't fact. Maybe one of the reasons we never saw him wear this hat is because Papa didn't spend money on things, really. So if he bought this hat, I find it surprising in the first place that he would even buy this hat, just because this would have cost a pretty penny, 30X Resistol hat. But if he did buy it, maybe that's why he didn't wear it much, because it cost so much and he didn't want to mess it up. I really don't know. Maybe somebody gave it to him. I don't know where this hat came from. I did have the brim cut down a little bit smaller when I got it, but I haven't done much to it. I'm still going to adjust it a little bit. It doesn't fit my head perfect. It's definitely a little big on the sides here. But anyway, I'm trying to start wearing this hat just a little bit more and maybe get it shaped to my head a little bit better and decide what other changes I want to make to it. But everybody needs a good black hat, so I'm really hoping I can start to like the way this one fits and sits on my head. This is my straw hat. This is also made by Atwood, just like this hat, same maker. This is a 100X straw hat. Now, I don't know what the X's mean with straw hats, really. I mean, it's supposedly still to do with the quality, but I don't really know what that represents in a straw hat. But I like this hat a lot. This one is the Rodeo Cheyenne by Atwood. This is the hat that I wore all summer long. It really does fit my head really nice. This probably fits my head better than any of my hats do. So it does feel good. Every time I put it on, it feels good. I wish it sat a little lower than it does, but that's just a preference thing. But anyway, this hat, I worked in this hat all summer long, starting colts and working horses, etc. So actually, I guess I should say starting a colt. I only worked one colt this year, but anyway, yeah, this is my straw hat. I bought it because I wanted a good straw, and when I put it on, it fit, which is just rare. Like, usually none of my hats that I put on, it just like fits like a glove. This one does feel like that to me. And yeah, I like this hat a lot. I like the ribbon color. A lot of straw hats will have like a dark ribbon color on them. I like that this one's got a light color ribbon on it. You can definitely see some dust and grime and wear on it as well. It's got a chicken feather there from one of my chickens. I guess this black one did too. Well, yeah, some kind of feather in there. So that's just a thing. Something, if you like to put a feather in your hat, you can. But anyway, this is my straw hat. And some people like to wear straw hats year-round, 24/7. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of if I was having to pick, I'd pick a felt hat. But a lot of guys would maybe pick a straw. And there's no particular rules about it. You know, people say you wear your felt hats starting after Labor Day and your straw hats starting after Easter, depending on where you live. I've heard guys in Texas say, you know, they aren't going to put on their felt till November or December, or, you know, we got that hot weather here in Oklahoma too. So it's all personal preference, really. Yeah, but I'm always looking forward to that cooler weather so I can put my felt hat back on and go with it. And this one you can see he's got a lot wider brim on it than my felts do. Just fits a lot different. So each time of the year when I switch from one hat like a straw to a felt, I have to readjust how it looks on me, because it takes me a little bit to get used to after I've gotten so used to a different one. So that's another reason I kind of just like to wear the same hat all the time. And if you have any questions about hats, drop it down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation, and maybe I can help you out. And if I can't, we'll figure it out together, learn something. I'm really looking forward to some upcoming videos I have. I'm going to be going over different jackets I wear, different kind of pants and denim that I wear, different boots that I own and wear, and we'll talk about some saddles that I have, leggings that I wear, etc. All about Western fashion and cowboy gear right here on What a Cowboy Wears. So make sure and subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time right here on What a Cowboy Wears. God bless. This one, obviously you can tell, is not really individual and what's the word I'm looking for? It's individual to the person. I can't think what I'm trying to say. How a person likes their how a person likes their hat shaped is, and the way that they like the way